So being yourself is something you need to do all the time, without fail. Just be yourself. That means being yourself in every situation, being who you really are, telling the truth about who you really are, not entering a facade about who you really are. And it's about being you as you are right now, warts and all the errors as well as the truths exposed, because the more you can allow the exposure of them, the more rapidly you'll identify the errors, and the more rapidly you'll also identify the good bits. So you just be yourself, warts and all. Now, that's being yourself. You will do that under all circumstances in all situations without fail. Sharing yourself is a bit different. Sharing yourself, you've got to realise you can give yourself as a gift to other people by sharing yourself. So, if, for example, when you ask me something about my past, I choose to share myself with you. Share bits about my past with you. You won't always share yourself with everyone, because some people are dishonouring of you. Some people will attack you when you share yourself. And so you won't share yourself with those people. You will still be yourself, but you won't share yourself. Do you understand the difference? So you would still be your normal self. You would still be honest, truthful, open, direct, straightforward. You would still be your personality, your nature, because that's all a part of being yourself. But when it comes to sharing your history or sharing personal thoughts about and feelings about things, you would look at the situation and analyse the situation and go, well, are these people even wanting to hear it? Do they desire to know me? Or are they just here for another reason? And under those circumstances, you would not share yourself. So the reality is that for many of you, I've not shared myself with you. But I am myself with you. Many of you don't know me very well. You think you do because you've heard a lot of conversations and talks, but many of you don't. You prove that through your interactions with me, in fact. Many of you prove it, that you don't know me very well. And with those people, I don't share myself, but I am still being myself. And you can do the same. You will share yourself with the people who love you. You will be yourself with everyone. Yep. Liam, thank you.
So in a situation like that, not being yourself as if you were scared of what someone would do if you didn't share something.
Correct.
But then being yourself, you would just say, I'm not prepared to talk about that with you now.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep. So many times can you see that we are thinking we're being ourselves when we're actually sharing ourselves with a person in an attempt to appease them in some way. Yeah. And that's not being ourselves. We're now in an addiction. So it's definitely not being ourselves. Yeah. So you can see that you get a feel for this. The more of God's love that enters you, you get a feel for what is right here. You can see at the start it can be quite confusing, because what you might do in one situation that looks to everybody else to be identical to another situation might be two completely different things that you do. And many of you have been confused about that with me. You go, why does he do that with that person, but he doesn't do that with me? Why does he not do that with that person, but he does do that with me? What's going on there? And it's because I can feel in any situation when it's important to either just be myself, or I can take the additional step of sharing myself. And the additional step the step of sharing yourself is an act of love. Being yourself is being loving. Sharing yourself is an additional act of love, an additional gift that you give. So obviously this is what sharing yourself is what you're going to need to do with your other half, isn't it? That's going to be essential part, isn't it, with the other half? Sharing yourself, learning how to share yourself. Now, would you share yourself with the other half if every time you did, she attacked you? Or every time you did, she abused you? Or every time you did, she tried to control you? Would you do it then? No, but you could say to her, look, I can't share myself with you because these are the things you do, and that's not good for me to share myself under those circumstances. Give them the opportunity to change that if they want to change that. But in the end, the soulmate relationship is going to be the second most important sharing of yourself. And what's the first? Sharing yourself with God, yeah. Sharing yourself with God. Okay? So everyone clear about the difference between being and sharing? Okay. So expressing our personality in a loving manner is the way to go. Now, this also involves another thing, and that is expressing my emotion. Many of you believe you can be yourself without actually being emotional. And that's not possible. It's not possible. Your emotions are a part of who you are right now. They are the expression of how you feel right now. So isn't that a part of something that should be part of you being yourself? Being what you feel. So if you need to cry, crying is the best thing to do. Not go, try to keep it all down, and suppress it. Because part of being yourself is actually allowing yourself to cry when you need to cry. That's being yourself. Being happy is also a part of being yourself, isn't it? There are times when you are happy, so be happy. But don't do this. Don't worry, be happy. Well, what's that doing? That's denying the unhappiness and the worry and being something different, which is creating a facade. So it should be more like worry and worry. Or if you're happy, be happy. Shouldn't it? Yeah. Alan, thanks.